for the whole movie, it's very cringy. Guys, it's Sara Mac from Mac and Maebe Movie Mayhem. I'm here to recap Thankskilling. It starts out with a pilgrim lady who really just looked like she aged out of porn and needed a job, and they were like, all you have to do is show your boobs. And that's it. And she was like, sign me up. Very 70s-esque. And then she gets murdered by, spoiler alert, a killer turkey.
Nice tits, bitch.
Because, you know, it turns out one of them gets possessed thanks to the way that the first Thanksgiving went down. And then we cut to modern day, which is 2008. And we've got friends, a group of them, that are still in college. They've got to be 8-year seniors because their crow's feet are worse than mine.
Oh.
They're all terrible 2000 stereotypes. Like, you've got a skinny girl that's like, I'm just dumb because that's the role.
Listen, you're like almost as dumb as I am.
And she's also sexually liberated because we love sluts here. We've got this other girl who's a little bit mousier, and she's like the prude that's like, I just want someone to respect me.
Pull your shirt down, honey. It's Thanksgiving, not Titsgiving.
And then we've got a chubby redneck guy.
Hey, Darren, got a muscle you can touch.
I don't know how he made it to college. And then we've got this nerdy guy who, for the whole movie, is very rapey and going. We did not need him. And all of these people that are friends are like, let's all ride in Jock Boy's Jeep, who, by the way, never puts on the Letterman jacket because I'm pretty sure they did not have permission to film at the college they filmed at. There's no way. He just has like his actual high school Letterman jacket from 1984 based off of his face.
A little weird. You get used to it.
We are going along in the Jeep, and the nerdy guy's like, I'm gonna have sex with someone in this car.
I'm gonna have sex with someone in this car.
And you're like, there's 2 girls here, and one of them says she's like dating Jockey Boy. So logically, he's either gonna sleep with his best redneck friend or the other girl who clearly does not want to. What kind of movie are we getting into? There is a scene, but it's not what you're thinking, that comes up later. So then as these friends are driving through this desolate area to get back home, they're like, family's important. And then all of a sudden, there's this old man in the middle of nowhere.
Don't go running too far off.
Who's, I'm pretty sure, actually missing his teeth. I don't think it's makeup, especially because his dog's name is Flashy.
Flashy.
And you're pretty sure it's Splashy. I think that has to do with the lack of his dog like sprints off, and you're like, oh no, please don't kill the dog. But remember, dogs are expensive to have on set, and they filmed this movie for $3,400, and the dog pees on a mini totem pole in the ground. This movie did not age well. So the dog pees on it. Hand puppet turkey. Dead dog. Yeah, just dead dog. And there's enough blood squirties, you know. And yet, redneck man with no teeth lives. And while this is going on, the college kid's Jeep is overheating.
What the hell?
And the slutty girl's like, maybe it's a blown tire.
Maybe it's a flat tire.
Nope. I don't know how the steam coming out from under the hood led you to that one. Obviously, we have to camp all night in order for the Jeep to cool down because that makes sense. Rapey guy's very excited and goes again. I don't know why he thought that. Like, I don't know if he took one improv class one time and decided that this is how we act like this guy. Oh yeah, as they're going into the woods and Rapey guy jumps on redneck guy's back.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Which you're like, okay, maybe there's something there. And it's not going to be as gross as we thought it was going to be. It's just going to be like very progressive for 2008, you know?
Ow!
He sees the sign and it says Crawberg.
Crawberg.
He's like, oh, Crawberg. And then he's like, you guys don't know Crawberg?
Crawberg.
And they're like, we don't know Crawberg.
Crawberg.
And at this point, we're like, we still don't either. Can somebody please move the plot along? Because at no point does the dialogue really help us out. First guy, the nerdy guy, is like, Crawberg. Back during the first Thanksgiving. And then all of a sudden they show these like images, wah, and like terrible lighting. And then there's this drawing and I just remember the guy's nipples. I don't know why they had to depict him like that, but I'm pretty sure that was the native guy that the pilgrims were beefing with. And then all of a sudden, the pilgrim guy is drawn as a picture with this pilgrim girl. I think she had like a bonnet, and she's got these big boobies, but she's like, ooh, I'm, innocent. But no. And then for some reason, I think I missed it because that drawing was provocative. They were like, now there's this evil turkey, and he came back and he slaughtered everyone from the first Thanksgiving, and they're like, every 500 years, this turkey's gonna come back and he's gonna kill. Obviously, the golden shower brought him to life with that dog, because that doggy peed on him for a long time, and that turkey opened his mouth wide. Nerdy guy gets done with Crawberg. Chubby redneck guy's like, there's no evil turkeys. So nerdy blonde girl heads off into the woods alone, like every girl does in a horror movie.
Don't wander off too far. There might be an evil turkey on the loose.
All of a sudden, this evil turkey's there, and he's like,
No such thing as an evil turkey. Oh, wait. I lied.
great writing, of course. If you're gonna have a terrible movie on purpose with this cheap of a budget, at least have some clever writing. And don't just save it all till the end. At one point, the nerdy girl did make a comment about the slutty girl that was like, her legs are harder to close than John Benet Ramsey's case. And nobody really laughed, and then they filmed it again. They laughed way harder the second time.
It's like her legs are harder to shut than the John Benet Ramsey case.
Oh, shit. Dang. Damn, that was good.
The turkey tells homely blonde girl,
I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce.
slightly clever, she runs back and she's like, killer turkey. And everyone's like, nah, we told you that was a story, silly girl. And then they all go to sleep. The next day, guess what? Dead dog guy, the owner, he's like, the redneck guy with the friends wakes up and he's like, guess what? You've got turkey poop on you, dude. And he's like, It's poorly filmed. That's the whole point. It's terrible. You think it's magic turkey poop, but you also think it might be tiny wieners or Vienna sausages from a leftover Super Bowl party. And then after this, the Jeep obviously is cooled down from the cool mountain air, so all the friends get back inside and make it back to their hometown just fine. Just fine. The turkey's not in the Jeep. In fact, when he pops up on screen though, the way he side-eyes, because like the hand can only go one way inside the turkey, that's pretty good. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like at their prospective homes, I'm pretty sure the nerdy guy gets out of the car. Johnny boy, who was driving the Jeep, is back home with his parents.
Oh, Mom, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm here now. That's all that matters.
Now, come on, let's go say hi to your father.
So if we use deductive reasoning, Johnny boy's home, nobody's at his house, ergo, everybody got home. Great logic, right? And he's like, beep-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo, around the house with his parents. Guess where the turkey is? Slicing his father's throat. It was actually a pretty good graphic. Like, honestly, where they spent the budget with some of these kills, and this one, like the throat, and then the eye pecking, and there was just so much brutality. And then Jock Boy's like, he runs back inside. His mother, eyes pecked out, eyes pecked out, eyes pecked out. Also dead. Cut to scene of him and all of his friends sitting on the porch just chilling.
Why are we all at my house again?
But meanwhile, slutty girl, guess what? She's being slutty. Sorry, sexually liberated, because she is hooking up with a guy who is not Jock Boy. And it's clearly a porno, but not a porno because you can't see anything. The clothes are still on. It's very, yes, low budget. And then that turkey kills the man that's in her.
Pink pumpkin pie.
All of a sudden, she's like, doesn't notice any difference in size, by the way.
Oh. Damn, that was good. You just got stuck.
Looked it up. A turkey does not actually have an external genitalia, right? And they don't have corkscrew ones like ducks. In fact, that gland is also part of their bum gland, it sounded like. And then when it's time to make babies, they just go rub up on lady turkeys, which means inaccurate. I know that that's a weird wishbone to pick. And then he murders the sexually liberated one. So now we are down to nerdy boy, Jock boy, redneck, and homely girl. By the way, BT dubs, forgot to mention this. There's a sheriff who is the homely blonde pure girl's dad. And they kind of set him up as if you think he's going to do something at the beginning of the movie and then does not. His Halloween fake mustache is terrible for the 5 scenes that he's in at the beginning. And then they're like, we're going to go to her house. Because they have to find a demon turkey book that for some reason is in their basement library garage. We don't know because there's so many cutscenes to scenes that you're not sure how they're going to make sense. Well, here's what they do. They give you a garage book montage, but not before. They open the door and it's the turkey wearing her dad's sheriff face. Stitched together, Chainsaw Massacre style, terrible Halloween mustache still on him, and he's 2 feet tall. And she just bends down and goes, love you.
Hello, sweetie. How are you?
Daddy, you look different.
I'm not going to tell you what we're doing. And they're like, the friends are like, why don't you tell your dad? He's a sheriff. And she's like, I want to avoid a long conversation. Don't we all with our dad? Face mask aside, book montage, lights, redneck guys eating. They're flipping through books at a speed you cannot possibly read them. Let that sink in. They are looking for the book to stop the turkey demon that is killing everyone, and nobody's reading the books to try to see what they actually are. But it's okay, because they stumble upon one that goes from English to math, clearly spell book. Best part is they're like, there's a specific way we have to kill this turkey. And they're like, but we don't know what it is. And the nerdy guy's like, math. Now, for whatever reason, while he's nerding off, right? He's in a nerd off with this book. They cut to chubby redneck guy who left the house for some reason. Why? No need. They were all together and fine as a group during the book montage. There was nothing evil. No evil at this point. All of a sudden, we have a CGI pop art. Canva wasn't even invented yet, but the guy like mimes. And eats this invisible turkey. He's clearly being necromanced because the turkey has magical powers. And then all of a sudden, freaking alien style, turkey comes out. Here's what's crazy. I don't know what was the guts, but they clearly paid a lot for that scene and the terrible painted music because it's like, well, there's not that noise, but that's just what I was imagining in my head. And all these fake guts. Nerd boy runs out after like, I solved the math problem, just say the chant backwards. Every movie's done it. Try more harder. And he's like, no! Guys, weird montage of these two characters that it is not well established at any point that they are good enough friends that one of them should have their entire friendship flash before their eyes as their guts are hanging out and be like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Adrian! Right, that's how it felt, that intensity. It was like Rocky, but his guts were here. They were like, we gotta make this runtime longer. So they just didn't edit scenes that were probably already ridiculously long. Nerd guy leaves his glasses there, never needs them again. Probably didn't need them in the first place, but he's like, this is a homage to our friendship. And everyone's like, yo, we gotta get in here in this car and go find this turkey, because where does a haunted turkey from the first Thanksgiving live? A teepee. Yeah, a teepee. That's where they put this turkey. Guess what? It's not a teepee. It looks like they sewed a bunch of Ku Klux Klan hoods together and draped them on a poorly made coat hanger that your son failed at in workshop. It's terrible. It's terrible. And then here's the worst part. Not only do they put this turkey, this murder turkey, in this terribly offensive teepee, they then don't kill it in the one way the book tells them how to kill it. Nobody brought supplies, and nobody thought about how to kill the turkey on the way over to this teepee that they somehow just found and stumbled upon with no help or map or any indication where one might find a teepee in modern day 2008. So then, redneck guy with no teeth, by the way, forgot about him, so did we. Nope, he's around.
Kill that son of a bitch.
This dude pops back up, no more dentures than he's had this whole movie, and is like, "Kapowie!" Now all of a sudden, they're like, oh, well, clearly a gunshot to the head's gonna work because we only brought twine string and none of us were Boy Scouts, not successful ones, to tie this turkey to a stake like witchcraft, which, by the way, happened not at the same time as landing on Plymouth Rock. Again, more inaccuracies. Good news. Obviously, the turkey's dead after the redneck shoots him in the head because they stand around his body for like 5 minutes talking about how clearly everything's gonna be fine because they said a chant backwards that they can't understand based off of a math problem, we think. That never equates in, by the way. See what I did there? But guess what? There's radioactive goo.
There's no way, Johnny. He had a shotgun wound the size of my head. Plus, we said the prayer in reverse.
Yeah, you're right. He's got to be dead. Unless he fell into some radioactive waste.
Radioactive goo that soaks the turkey. He comes back green. He does have a good line, though. He does have a good line where when he's like trying to murder everyone with this radioactive rage, he's like,
I almost come back for seconds.
all right. You waited 57 minutes to give it to us, but we sat here this long. We'll take your one good joke, I guess. And that's where we see the turkey butt. The glowing turkey butt. Because they used a turkey decoy to help make this turkey hand puppet. Clever. Obviously, everyone else has to die too because it's a horror movie. Jockey Boy, he's still alive, and so is Blonde Innocent Girl, but they have decided to trauma bond. Oh, that's right. That's what Get Nerdy Boy killed, is those two now become little trauma bonded hoes, and they're making out on the couch to do naughty things. Jockey Boy and the blonde girl, and Nerdy Boy is like, I guess I'm not getting laid tonight. He didn't say that, but his face told you he was thinking that. Oh, nerdy rapey guy who doesn't have his glasses at this point and then gets his tongue ripped out. And everything just pecked and pecked and pecked and pecked and pecked and pecked. They used the rest of their blood packets just for that scene. I cannot imagine how sore that puppeteer's forearm was after filming that. That is a lot. I mean, I guess depending on how lonely the puppeteer was, maybe it wasn't that many pecks, per hour. Poor Nerdy Boy. Also, good riddance. He's dead. Everyone's almost dead. So then these two are in the kitchen and they're like, another dead body. And the turkey that turned around is like, and he gets stabbed with an electric carver that they cannot afford to prop to his belly. So he literally has to hold it as they're running into this next area. And this girl's like, no, don't die. And he's like, I won't die. I'll do anything for you, Jack, or whatever Rose said before she shoved him off that boat. He's got this carver in his stomach and he's like, I don't want to die. And she's like, I don't want you to die. And she's like, I'm going to... And there's a fire going on and all these things are happening. And I think she kicks the turkey and she's like, roast in hell. And where does it land? In a wood pile shaped like a teepee. Yeah. So, obviously, burned at the stake. The end? You would think. But no, we cut to a turkey dinner. And the director of the film is actually in this scene. And you're like, oh, it's not 500 years later, as the turkey lore said it takes for said turkey to come back. Nope, just a normal family in the modern times of 2008. And guess what? The haunted, possessed turkey that murders is inside their turkey.
Do I smell sequel? Beyond!
Suggested sequel in space. It did not happen. But in 2012, there was a fan crowdfunded third movie that I definitely cannot wait to watch. And honestly, I love this movie. It's ridiculous. We've got stereotypes that push the edge of too far. We've got a murder turkey that's also a puppet and a low budget and terrible jokes. And I'm here for it. Guys, like, subscribe, comment, join the mayhem, follow us for more. We're always doing a different series of movies every month. Don't forget to tune in Mondays live on Twitch for Mac and Maybe Movie Mayhem.
Ass, gas, or grass?
Well, I'm out of gas. Guess I'll take ass.
Mm-hmm. Now that's what I call a tight ass. Yeah.
You know, it's not for you, or anyone else for that matter.